Namaste and welcome to Times Health Plus. I am Miss Vinita Sakpal, a senior nutritionist and a yoga expert from the Yoga Institute, here to guide you all on a new topic, which is food and energy levels. So, today we'll be exploring about energy, the basic source of our body that keeps us moving throughout the day, right? In the last session, we were talking about immunity. So every session, a new topics will be coming. So today we are going to talk about the energy levels. Okay. Now, tell me, every individual, if you see that we all suffer from sustaining the energy levels throughout the day. Yes or no? In the morning, few people feel tired, fatigue, lethargic. By the time you reaches to afternoon, that time also you feel little sluggish and slow in your work profile. Apart from that, when you go to the bed or in the evening, still we feel tired. So many of us are suffering from maintaining our energy levels, and that we are going to talk about in today's session. Okay, so before proceeding ahead, good morning to everyone. Glad that everyone has come to understand certain topics which will really help you to develop your lifestyle. Okay, meanwhile, let me just tell you what we are going to learn today specifically. Today, we are going to understand the word fatigue. We use this word very generally, right? We just don't understand what exactly fatigue means. We feel when we feel tired, when we feel sleepy, that is the fatigue. No, the fatigue has a very good detailed meaning to what scientifically we can say that how your body is actually reacting, and that's what it is called as fatigue. So that we will understand more in detail. We'll be understanding what are the reasons or what are the food intake that usually influences our energy levels, and certain common mistakes that we do in our regular lifestyle. Okay, lastly, I'm going to give you very brief detail about how to balance your plate, how to add certain things into your diet, certain things into your routine, so that your energy levels will be sustained throughout the day. Okay, so that's how we are going to proceed ahead. Number one, let's talk about fatigue. Now, before this, tell me, everyone in the comment section, who all are suffering or experiencing that somehow they feel tired, sluggish, slow, or maybe sleepy or lazy during the daytime. Even after taking good 7 to 8 hours, do you feel that you are still lethargic, still sleepy in the morning time? Please write in your comment section. Let me see how many people are. Yes, Manojji says yes, he experiences this, that even after getting good 7 to 8 hours of sleep, still you feel little slow and sluggish, right? So multiple people who are trying their best to fix their routine still are the one who is unable to maintain their energy levels, right? Okay, there is one more person who is saying that even that person is experiencing the energy levels are not being sustained throughout the day. Perfect, perfect. So let's understand what fatigue exactly means. Fatigue means not only that you feel sleepy throughout the day, but it also means that your body, your mind has slowed down. Something is wrong between your body and mind connection, and because of which your metabolism has slowed down. So, something at the back end, your functions are working very slowly. Okay, your brain will become little foggy, you will not understand what to do at what time. There won't be that good focus or concentration at your work, may it be your home chores or may it be your work profile. Still you will not feel that your concentration is at peak, right? Sometimes you will feel that your muscles are little heavy, you will feel that you feel little muscle tiredness within you, right? So even after having a good sleep, still you feel that your body is little heavy, or there will be some motivation drop. You will feel like procrastinating your things, that let's not do it today, let me just shift this task on tomorrow. So when this kind of things are happening, it means somehow your body is undergoing a fatigue state. Okay, even simple task you feel that it's a big thing to do, right? We think a lot, we overthink, we overget, we even overwhelmed with the things that comes in our platter, right? So somehow when certain kind of episodes are happening very frequently, that means your body is under low energy levels, which is fatigue. Okay, now this fatigue has two types of variety. One is temporary tiredness and one is chronic fatigue. Okay, so temporary tiredness are very normal that we experience on regular basis. For example, if you have gone out whole day to travel somewhere, or maybe for a shopping, or maybe for a hiking, or whole day at your workplace, it was a hectic day, then by the end of the day you feel that you are a little tired and sleepy and drowsy, right? Or if you had a poor sleep one day prior, even that could be the reason for being a temporary tiredness. Okay, but if there is something that is happening continuously for longer duration and you feel sluggish and tired every single day, then somehow your internal body requires some sort of support. Okay, that means it is slowing down its function. You will see that your digestion has become slowed, your metabolism is slow. You will experience that somehow the fats are getting stored inside your body. These are all the signs that shows that your body is not maintaining its energy levels. Okay, fine. Yes, multiple people are saying in the comments that they do experience this sort of episodes. Okay, now what could be the major reason behind this fatigueness? Tell me, according to your own knowledge, why you feel fatigue. What could be the reason for this fatigueness? Write in the comment section. Let me see what's your understanding, or what do you observe in your own self. Okay, when we observe things, we realize that these could be the smallest thing that can be changed, so that you'll be able to maintain your energy level. If you have experienced any sort of episode that because my sleep is poor, that's why I'm not getting good energy levels next day, or if I'm having heavy dinner, because of that my next day morning is sluggish. Okay, proper sleep. Yes, Manojji says proper sleep. If the sleep is not that accurate, next day we feel the effect of it, right? What else could be the reason that you might experience this sort of fatigue? Tell me, write in the comment section. Let's see how many people are able to notify this or find out the reason behind their own fatigueness. Okay, fine. Meanwhile, I'll just proceed and let me tell you all, there are multiple reasons that I have already posted on the slides. Okay, number one is irregular eating pattern. So what does happen over here, that if your eating time slots are not fixed, suppose you are eating breakfast at 8 o'clock, you're having your lunch by 1 o'clock, but your dinner is at 9 and 10 o'clock. Such a longer gap. Okay, and you don't have anything in between. And even if you have very uh, processed foods in between, in multiple sections, then somehow your eating pattern is not being regularized. It's not working in a right manner. So when there is this irregular eating pattern, your blood sugar will go up and down, right? So because of this blood sugar crashes, you will experience more tiredness, more fatigue. Your body will experience lack of energy. Okay, number two is low protein into your diet. Okay, one says that because of stress and heavy lunch they feel such kind of low energy. Absolutely, when you have a very overeating kind of meals, you will surely see there is a sluggishness in the body. Now you'll understand why these all things happen like that. Okay, so if your meals are missing with proteins, body will not be able to repair your internal systems, repair your cells. Okay, on daily basis, lot many tasks we do, right? We do walking, jogging, running, we climb the staircase, we sit down and do certain things. So because of a lot of movements, there are some cells or tissues that are getting wear and tear. Now now to repair these all cells, protein is required into your diet. Okay, similarly, to maintain your stamina throughout the day, protein is required. Now why? Because protein is something which digests in your body very slowly. Okay, the things that happens very slowly in your body will always sustain the energy throughout for the longer duration, right? And then the hunger will be generated. But if your meals are missing with protein, then somehow your meals will get quickly digested, and therefore there will be an energy crash immediately and you will get the cravings. Okay, so that's the reason. Low protein is one of the major reason for having low energy. Okay, number three, if you are deficient with multiple vitamins or mineral. Now majorly People are deficient with vitamin D, vitamin B12, and mineral iron. Okay, so when these three are less into your diet or in your body, you will see that the oxygen supply that requires to all the cells that usually happen because of the iron stores, that is not happening sufficiently, and your cells are starving for the oxygen, right? Because of that also, a lot of toxin stays inside your body, making the system more sluggish and slow. Okay, secondly, even the energy production that needs to happen on regular basis, that is not happening because of the oxygen supply that is required to all the cells. Okay, so that is the reason why Am I audible to everyone? Please somebody respond in the comment section that am I audible? Yes. Okay. Okay. Sorry for the technical glitch. Let's proceed ahead. We were talking about stress. Now, what does this stress do in our body? It actually hampers our hormones, because if stress is high in your body, there will be a cortisol hormone which will go very high. Okay. So it will get spiked. Whenever the cortisol is high, you will always feel tired. Why? Because this cortisol is using up a lot of body energy. During this high cortisol levels, we are always overthinking, right? Your brain is functioning at rapid pace, so because of which your energy is being absorbed by your body so much that you will feel tired, right? Now tell me, how many of you, when you are always overthinking or you are under stress doing nothing, still you feel tired? Most of us, right? Yes, write your answers in comment section. Let me see. Whenever you are under a stress and we are overthinking, specifically at the night time, what happens is you will experience lot of tiredness, not only mental tiredness but also physical tiredness, right? We do, yes. So that could be the reason, because the stress is something that is eating up your energy stores. Okay, now number 4, gut issues. Anything which is wrong with your gut will not absorb the nutrients properly. Now why? Your gut starts from where? It starts from duodenum, which is the start of your small intestine. Okay, so your gut starts from end part of your stomach, from your small intestine till your complete large intestine. Okay, now this whole intestine is responsible to absorb all the nutrients in your body which is coming through the food source. Okay, so if you have indigestion, Okay, so let's proceed ahead. We were talking about gut issues, right? So, in gut issues, I'll repeat quickly. If there is any indigestion that is happening in your body, it will not absorb your nutrients properly because the intestinal tract is basically Am I audible to everyone? Am I audible to everyone? Sorry for the technical glitch that is happening. It's fine. Let's proceed ahead. I see in few comment section. Um, Thinking drains energy. Yes, absolutely. When we think a lot, your brain is using up a lot of energy, right? So that makes us feel fatigue. Then one is saying that you take millets and you get bloated. Yes, few people, if mix too many grains together or if the soaking is not happening accurately, then that grain do have a bloating effect. Okay, and also in what quantity you are consuming and what preparation method you are choosing, even that is one of the reason for giving you the bloating effect. Okay, so in terms of poor digestion, we have to make sure that we eat everything that is thoroughly soaked and thoroughly cooked for your body. Okay, let's proceed ahead with one of the next point, which is dehydration. So whenever you experience that there is low water in your body, your blood circulation basically it will become slow, and even your blood will become thickened, right? So because of that, your oxygen supply is not reaching to right amount, your blood circulation is not happening that vigorously, your systems are getting tired and loaded because the blood supply is not happening adequately, right? And through blood only everything gets transported, your oxygen is getting transported, your nutrients are getting transported, your fats are getting transported, multiple things are getting transported through your blood, right? So if there is a dehydration in your body, your water is lacking in your body, this whole process will not happen adequately, and therefore you will feel tired and fatigue. Okay, and lastly, when you take too much of sugar into your diet, sugar usually spikes your blood sugar levels more quickly, and when there is a quick spike into your blood sugar levels, what will happen, there will be a load on insulin to release and to subside that extra sugar in your blood, right? So when When that insulin senses this extra load, it comes and try to subside it, and this happens very quickly, leading to quick crash in energy, and therefore you will start getting very sudden cravings. Okay, that's the reason we crave the food very immediately after eating it. Okay, am I audible to everyone? Shall we proceed? Change करना. Okay, everyone, can you hear me? Am I audible? Comments, comments. 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 Okay, am I audible to everyone? I understand. Session flow is getting all disturbed. It's a technical glitch. Of course, internet is so big. Let's come back to the session. Okay, so we were talking about what was affecting our energy levels, right? Now we will understand what will actually help to build up our energy source. Okay. Now, in science, we all must have learned that our cells has the capacity to generate certain energies in our body, right? So in our cell there is one power plant, we can say, which is called as mitochondria. Okay, now in that cell this mitochondria is responsible to generate or synthesize multiple energies. Okay, and that energy is called as ATP, which is adeno triphosphate. Okay, it's a scientific name of that energy. Now, to synthesize this energy, we require nutrients into our diet, right? So, what are the specific nutrients which are responsible for energy? Number one is B vitamins. Okay. Number two, iron. Number three, magnesium. Number four, healthy carbohydrates, which are complex in nature. And lastly, good fats. Okay, now what all these things does for our body? Number one is B vitamins. Okay, so in B vitamins, what is happening? This helps to support or give a good environment to your cells. Okay, iron is the one which helps to supply oxygen to the cells so that the energy levels will be able to be multiplied. Okay, magnesium is responsible to use up that energy and send it to multiple areas. Okay, healthy carbohydrates are the raw material from food, from where we get the energy sources from our food materials. Okay, good fats are the one which supply good energy to your brain and your nervous system so that you will be able to work or do your task more vigorously, more concentratedly. Okay, so these are all the nutrients which are important to develop energy into your cells and to supply this energy to particular area and to keep your whole system in your body working. Okay, so that's the reason these all are very important. Okay, now apart from this, let's understand connection between multiple things hereafter. Okay, number one, the blood sugar levels and energy. What is the connection between these two things? What is mentioned in the PPT? That whenever the sugar spikes, rises too fast, there is a sudden crash and then you will feel fatigue. Now what does this mean? Now, usually what happens when we overeat or we eat food which is high in oils, which is high in sugar, which is high in salt, then this all excess amount, when it goes into your body, it's create a load on your body, right? So in your bloodstream, this all is getting quickly digested and getting converted into glucose. Okay, now, when too much of glucose is there in your bloodstream, insulin senses it, and then it's try to reduce this blood sugars levels into your bloodstream. Okay, now after this, what is happening? There is a sudden crash in your glucose level. So when you have this high sugar, high salt, anything which is high in amount, if you have that, you will feel very energetic for some time. Why? Because the energy that has been developed through these food sources is present in higher amount in your bloodstream, right? The moment insulin senses it and it comes to reduce it, then you will get a sudden drop into your energy level and you will feel hungry, which is a craving, immediately within 1 or 2 hours. Okay, let's take few example that whenever we consume um, chocolates, okay, or whenever we consume anything like mithai or cake pastries, so if you have consumed in a particular portion or maybe excess, whatever, you will experience that within 1 hour you will again feel craving, you will again feel like eating something else. Or else if your meal had more of simple carbohydrate means fibers were missing into your carbs. So that means anything which is made from maida or refined flour, if you consume that into your diet, you will feel heavy for a while, but after 2 hours you will again get the craving to eat something else, right? So that's the reason whenever you have meals which makes your blood sugar spike, then there will be a sudden crash in your energy levels and you will feel tired post that. Okay, so what is the goal over here? You should always eat complex version of meals which will release slow energy into your body, and there will be a steady release of the energy throughout the time. There will be a gradual release of energy for particular time, and after approximately 3 to 4 hours only you will feel hunger. Okay, which is the ideal gap between two major meals. Okay, this was a one connection of blood sugar. Number two, let's understand the biggest eating mistakes that we usually do, and that helps to drain our energies. Okay, so as I said, number one, skipping breakfast. Skipping breakfast is one of the biggest mistake that we do. Why? Because the word breakfast itself is telling us that we are breaking the 12-hour fast of our overnight, right? And if we don't do that, you will not feel energetic in the morning slot and you won't be able to concentrate on your work, right? So to be energetic, to be more alert, to be more productive in the morning slot, you have to feed some energy through the food source. Okay, and such energy that will be gradually released into your bloodstream, and therefore the energy level will be sustained for good 4 to 5 hours, right? So that's the reason breakfast is must. So when you skip the breakfast, you will see that there is a low energy supply in the morning slot and you will feel sluggish and tired and won't be that concentrated. Okay, number two, high consumption of tea and coffee, basically caffeines. When you consume too much of coffee, what is happening? This caffeine spikes your energy levels for certain duration, and then it suddenly drops the energy level, because of which again you will feel tired, sluggish, sleepy, and again you will crave for another shot of tea and coffee, right? Tell me how many people are there who enjoy consuming tea and coffee very frequent, and how do you feel? Is it because it has become an habit that every now and then you want tea and coffee, or it's because you know you have a very workaholic day, so therefore you will keep yourself energetic only through this caffeine source? Tell me how many of you take one more than 2 cups of tea and coffee per day? Let me see in the comment section. Write down in the comment section that how many of you take more than 2 to 3 cups of coffee or tea every day. Because if you're doing that, yes, there are few people who take. So when you do this, your energy level will be sustained for good Okay, am I audible? Comments, comment section. Okay. Okay, so Jagdeep ji says tea as a mental break, not physically addicted, but as a mental punctuator. Okay, okay. So one thing happens with us is since from long duration, if we have always taken tea or coffee as our energy booster, and when your brain register this message that if you want an instant energy booster and you taking tea and coffee, then somehow this message has been registered, and whenever you want some energy booster, your brain will always ask for such instant stimulants, right? Tea and coffee are always called as stimulant because they whenever you consume it, immediately you feel energetic. But what happen is it also has a tendency to drop the energy immediately and in a very rash way. It's very suddenly, because of which you will feel tired and sluggish immediately, and therefore there will be an again craving to have another cup of tea or coffee, right? So instead of depending upon it, let's enjoy the tea and coffee very gradually. Like if you take only twice a day with a good intervals, making sure you're not having too late in the evening, that will be the better version to stick with the tea and coffee consumption. But if it's more than 2 cups per day, then somehow it will have an impact on your sleep quality also later. Okay, so that could be one of the reason to make your energy drain quickly. Number 3 is heavy lunch. So when you have too much of food in the lunch, even though the biggest meal of your day is lunch, it doesn't mean that we should overload during the lunchtime, right? But if in case because of some scenario when we do overeating, what happens, your body is loaded with too much of food, where your organs has to work little extra to digest it. When anything extra is happening in your body, your energy is being used up in that extra work, because of which we feel tired, we feel drained out, and therefore we feel drowsy post lunch. So the moment you feel drowsy, sleepy post lunch, that means somehow your lunch meal was little heavy in nature. Okay, that is one thing. Number 4 is eating too many refined foods. Now refined food is basically the processed food. Like maida is one of the processed food. Table sugar is again highly processed. Anything made from honey, jaggery, table sugar, white sugar will be very heavy for the body. Anything which has too much of sodium, too much of salt inside it, like chips, or any bakery items, or anything which is uh, Indian namkeens like chivda, save, multiple things. These are all loaded with refined foods, refined materials, right? When we have these loaded foods in our body, whether it's in small amount or whether it's in larger amount, but if it's in consistency that's going into your body, then somehow it gets digested very quickly, releases the blood sugar releases the glucose very quickly in your bloodstream, leading to spike in your blood sugar levels, and then insulin comes and immediately bring down the energy levels, the sugar levels, and therefore we again feel fatigued and tired, and we ask for another meal within an hour or so, right? So eating too many refined foods is also not good for the energy levels. Okay, next, when we do crash dieting, so if you're consuming very low carbohydrate also into your diet, that too without planning proper means, even that could be one of the reason to bring down your energy levels immediately. Why? Because carbohydrates and good fats has a capacity to supply maximum energy through the food source. Okay, so if you are missing out with carbohydrate, somehow you are missing out with lot of energy supplying food source. Okay, therefore just having salads or just having proteins will not help you out. You have to bring a balance of your carbs, protein, fibers into your diet. Okay, Another, not eating enough calories. So restriction is not a right way to lose your weight or to maintain your weight or to maintain your energy levels. It's majorly how you divide the right amount of calories throughout the day. Okay, so having your breakfast moderate, having good full-fledged satisfactory meal into your lunch, and having the lightest meal into your dinner, this is how you have to segregate the calorie intake. But if you are skipping your breakfast and then having heavy brunch or lunch, and then evening you're not having anything, or it's very minimal processed food, and then you're having your dinner very late, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, then somehow this poor eating pattern is leading to a lot of energy crashes. Okay, and lastly, when there is longer gap between your major meals and you feel hungry, your stomach is completely empty, during that time, if you have fruits during such scenario, the fruits are simplest sugar. It has only fructose inside it. So it gets quickly digested within an hour or two, and you will again feel hungry. So fruit should be eaten in between the major meals, but with a right interval. If the interval gap was too high, then your fruits will also get quickly digested and you will feel hungry even more quickly. Okay, so these are all the reasons which tells us that this could be draining our energy unknowingly. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, I can see multiple questionnaire has come on comment section. I'll take Chandanji says, should we skip milk, tea, or coffee along with breakfast? Absolutely yes. We should always skip all the coffee, caffeine products or tea. Why? Because it hinders in nutrient absorption. So whatever the meal you are consuming along with the tea or coffee, this tea and coffee has caffeine which is high and tannins also in tea, which will not which will not allow the nutrient of your meal to get absorbed in the body. They are like an obstacle for our body, right? So whenever you want to have tea or coffee, there should be good gap between your meal and your tea and coffee, approximately 30 minutes at least. Okay, so that there will be no hindrance of your beverages with your meal absorptions. Okay, fine. One more question has come. What should be gap between breakfast, lunch, and snacks and dinner? So ideally, according to Ayurveda, according to yogic wisdom, and even we modern science, we follow this thing that every meal should have approximately 3 to 4 hours of gap. So between your breakfast and lunch, there should be good 4 hours gap. From your lunch to your evening snacks, again 4 hours of gap. But from your evening snacks till your dinner, there should be 3 hours of gap, which means your dinner time will come around your sunset time. Okay, so if you are unable to have your meals during your sunset time, make sure you have, if you're having late dinner, make sure the choice of your dinner should be very very light in nature, like having uh, soups or khichdis, something like that. Okay, that could be fine. Let's proceed ahead and see what could be the next question. Okay, alternative for fruits. So, alternative for fruits could be, and if you were looking for sweet kind of alternative, then of course dry fruits are one of the best alternative for fruits. Or else you can have very small snack options during your snack timings, maybe makhana or a puff rice bhel, or maybe homemade protein bars, or energy bars. You can make laddus at home of varieties of seeds, and you can have that, or having a sattu drink in between, or maybe having a coconut water in between, or lemon water, or you can make carrot beetroot juice in between and have something like that. Okay, fine. uh, okay, Shashwatjit ji says that when I take tea or coffee, I don't feel like eating. Absolutely, because it eats up our appetite. If you are taking too much of tea and coffee into your diet, and if you are introducing tea and coffee on empty stomach also, it is eating up your internal stomach lining, and it is reducing your appetite. That's the reason you don't feel hunger, and that's the reason we don't feel like eating breakfast if you are taking tea and coffee on empty stomach. Tea and coffee should always be taken post breakfast with a good 20 to 30 minutes gap. Okay, and another can be taken maybe around 11ish or before 2 p.m. basically. Post 2 p.m., if caffeine is going into your body, somehow it affects your sleep quality, and you won't be having a good, uh, good cycle of your sleep. Deep sleep will not happen. Okay, or there might be a delay in your sleep. So if you want to have tea and coffee, preferably have before 2 p.m. Okay. Okay, Jagdeep ji says some fruits like avocados and bananas also have carbs, right? So is such a fruit only diet or not okay? Basically, all the fruits are rich in carbohydrates because they are only made from natural sugar, which is fructose. Okay, along with that, you will find varieties of vitamins and minerals inside it, antioxidant properties inside it. Okay, now even if you have, now in fruits there are multiple categories. One is the pulpy fruit category, then there is a water rich like melons, then there is a citrus fruits, then there is fibrous fruits like apple with the skin, edible skin, or pear with an edible skin we have, right? So these are all different categories. Every category has its different role. So if you have a pulpy fruits like banana, avocado, papaya, chickpea, sitafal, custard apple, then somehow this pulpy fruit has more denser amount of carbs and denser amount of sugar inside them. That's the reason it's nothing that you should not have fruits. You should have all the varieties of fruits, but the amount should be moderate. It should not be too much. Like having one banana at a time is more than enough, rather having two to three. Okay, this is how we have to bring the balance. All fruits are important for our body. Please listen to the season and notice in the season what are coming in the market and accordingly have those fruits only. Okay, fine. uh, One more question has come from Chandanji. Will green tea or black tea is good instead of milk tea or coffee? No, actually, because even in black tea there is tea powder is going inside it, so some tannins and caffeine you will get over there. In green tea, again there is some trace of caffeine, so too much of green tea is also not good. 1 cup per day is more than enough. Okay, fine. Okay, one more is there's a question. Is UHT treated homogenized Amul cow milk good for health? Yes, it's absolutely good for health because it's such a way treated where all the bacterias are being destroyed. Okay, so since the milk become super easy for digestion, you can always prefer to homogenized or tone milk or pasteurized milk, which is really important to have in that particular manner instead of having a kacha milk. Okay, or non treated milk. Fine. um Okay, Deep ji, Ilyana ji says, should we take khichdi for in dinner? Yes, that could be one of the best choice I would say to go for dinner. Dinner should be always very soft, soupy, loaded with moisture, light in nature. Okay, so if you can make varieties of khichdi, someday you can make with millet, someday you can make with rice, someday you can make with dalia or oats. All the varieties you can keep trying into your khichdi so that even you will not get that boredom. Okay, last question I'll take. What can be a good alternative for tea or coffee? Best is herbal teas. Make your own homemade herbal teas. They are the best alternative for your tea and coffee addiction. So it could be like blending any herbs and spices whatever is there in your house. Just you have to boil it and you have to consume it. So like jeera ajwain tea or fennel ajwain tea, or maybe ginger and cinnamon goes well, or maybe lemongrass, tulsi, mint leaves and ginger tea, lemon ginger tea, whatever is available in your house, just boil it up and make your own herbal tea. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead with the slide very quickly. Now I'm going to give you an understanding that how your meal plate should be, how to balance your meal plate. If your meal plate is balanced, then you will never experience this sudden draining energy, sudden drop in your energy. Okay. So how your plate should be? Your plate should be filled with 50% of fiber coming from vegetables. Okay, so 50% of your plate should be vegetable source. It can be cooked sabzi and it can be salad along with it. Okay, and 1/4 section of your plate should be proteins, and similar amount should be carbohydrate. Which carbohydrate? The fibrous carbohydrate, or you can say as a complex carbohydrate. That means a grain which has little fiber in it. When you feel the granular flour, that means that that particular grain has more fiber. If we keep in our hand one wheat flour, and if you take a millet flour, it can be ragi flour, jawar flour, bajra flour, any other flour. If you feel the texture, you will see that your wheat flour is very smooth in texture, but your other flours are little granular. So where there is more granular texture, that flour is fibrous in nature. Okay, so if you're having roti, if you're having multiple source of millet grain, multi-grain rotis, it could be one of the best complex carbs compared to having just plain wheat or plain rice or maida. Okay, and along with that, you have to club good fats. So you can add ghee in your meal, or you can club some nuts and seeds into your meal. You can make seeds chutney and you can add that into your plate. This is how we balance our plate, because if this in this manner you balance your plate, you will see your energy levels are sustained throughout the day. In your breakfast also there should be fiber, protein, carbohydrate. In your lunch also there should be same, and in your dinner also there should be same fiber, protein and smart carbs. Only the preparation methods will keep on changing. Morning maybe some quick meals you will make because we don't have time that much. Lunch can be full fledged, and dinner should be lightest kind of recipes. Okay, this will help to balance the sugar level release into sugar blood sugar release into your body, and that will be make sure that your energy levels are stable for longer duration, and you will get your hunger right after 3 to 4 hours only. Okay, fine. Let's proceed ahead and understand each thing in little detail. Number one is proteins. Why proteins are important? Because they are the slowest nutrient which gets digested in your body. Slower digestion happens of protein in your stomach. Okay, so because it has slow digestion power, the energy that is supplied through this protein sources will be sustained for longer duration. Okay, so low protein, that means low stamina, and there won't be good focus also. So therefore you have to make sure the proteins are coming from multiple sources into your diet. Okay, it should be there in your breakfast, lunch and your dinner. So what could be the sources? Lentils, dals, tofu, paneer, milk products, milk, chickpeas, rajma, sprouts, nuts and seeds have little amount of protein, not too much, but yes, it does have. And if anybody who is non-vegetarian, they can have eggs also into their diet. Okay, so these are the good sources of protein which will make sure that the energy that is supplied through these sources will be very gradual in your body. Okay, fine. Let's proceed and understand the carbohydrate. Now, what are carbohydrate and why it's important? Because they are giving you massive amount of energy supply to your body, right? Where you will find the good quality or good fibrous carbohydrate in majorly your millets. Your ragi, jawar, bajra, little millet, kodo millet, foxtail millet, porso millet, brown top millet, barnyard millet. These are all varieties of millets that we get throughout the India, and you should add them into your diet regularly. Okay, they are the good source of complex carbohydrates. Secondly, brown rice compared to white rice. Now, if you are a person who have white rice into your diet, club lot of vegetables with your white rice so that the fiber content of that rice will be increased. Okay, so brown rice is also one of the good source of good carbohydrates. Quinoa is again a good source of complex carbohydrate. Oats, sweet potato. Compared to potato, switch to sweet potato because sweet potato has little more fiber compared to plain potatoes. Okay, what you have to avoid in carbohydrates? White bread, maida related food products. Maida is all purpose flour, refined flour. Okay, sugary snacks, anything made from simple sugars like white table sugar or jaggery or honey, they are loaded with a lot of sugar. All the varieties have same calories only. So everything should be there in moderation. If anything excess you are consuming, it will impact your energy levels. Okay. Next is fats. So fats are very important for your brain functioning and your hormone development, right? So fats you will get from, good fats you will get from nuts and seeds. Varieties of nuts and seeds have good essential fatty acids stored inside them, which are important for our body to reduce the inflammation that happens on regular basis. Okay. Secondly, good source of fat comes from coconut. Okay, fresh coconut, malai, these are all good sources of fat. Number 3 is avocado. Avocado is also one of the good healthy fat, good loaded with omega 3 fatty acids. So one can have that that also on regular basis. And last is ghee. Ghee is also one of the important source of healthy fat. But everything that I've mentioned should be consumed in moderation, in balance. It should not be something like, if this is good for my body, so I'll have an excess amount. Anything you have an excess amount will surely have an impact on your weight also. Okay. So this healthy fat makes your brain, your mind more sharper, and makes your hormone more in balance, because your hormone require fats to function it effectively and adequately. Okay. Fine. Yes, one question has come about red rice. Even red rice, black rice has good fiber. You can have that into your diet. Okay. Only the white rice has been polished. That's the reason it becomes a culprit for our body. But if you add good amount of fiber source in that white rice, even that rice becomes better for your body. Okay. Fine. Okay, let's proceed ahead and understand about the hydration. If water is lacking into your body, you will see dehydration completely in your body, leading to a lot of headaches, brain fog, no focus in work, no concentration, right? So always start your day with water. Okay, never start your day with tea and coffee. Always start your day with lukewarm water. If you wish, you can add some digestive spice inside it and take that water. It could be jeera water, soft water, ajwain water, dhania water, whatever you feel like, or plain lukewarm water is also absolutely fine. But have first thing in your morning is your lukewarm water. Okay, and try to maintain your water throughout the day. 2.5 to 3 liter is the level to have your water every day. Why? Because we are continuously working, we are continuously using our brain, continuously eyes are focusing on the screen, and we are using a lot of energy, right? Continuously we are speaking, so we are using up the energy. To replenish this energy, we have to hydrate well. Okay. And along with that, you can even add electrolytes if there is too much of dehydration. How you can add electrolytes? Either you take proper medical ORS into your routine, or else just add pinch of salt and sugar into your normal 1 liter bottle and hydrate your body. Okay. Because dehydration will create an imbalance in lot of electrolyte minerals, and that might make you feel more tired and fatigue. Okay. Fine. Next is diet pattern for energy stability. So if you want to make your energy stable for good throughout the day, then you have to make sure that you eat within 1 hour of waking up. So in the morning, if you're waking up and you're skipping your breakfast, it will reduce your energy level. So what you have to do, within 1 hour of wake up, you should eat something. Okay, specifically the breakfast, yes, and you have to maintain the 3 well balanced meal with one small snack. So breakfast, lunch, evening snacks, and dinner. Okay, if there is any or one of the meals are getting skipped, there will be a longer gap leading to a lot of energy crashes. And during such energy crash, we usually go towards craving foods. Okay, so that's the reason, avoid longer gaps between your meals. Hmm? Now, this was all for today's session. I have come up with good task of the week that you have to practice in this coming week. What you have to do is, you have to find out what are the sources that is draining your energy. Okay, and replace it with a energy boosting meals. Okay, Make sure that your every plate is having protein sufficiently, and you are maintaining the right time gap between your each meal, so that your energy levels will be sustained throughout the day. Okay, so analyze, figure out, notify that which are the days when you skip your meals or you're not eating properly. How do you feel physically and mentally, compared to the days when you feed your body at right time with right proportions. Okay, so analyze the protein intake, ensure that you are taking enough protein throughout the day. Okay, let's proceed directly with the Q&A session. Okay, let me see the comment section. Comment section. Comments. Okay, so sorry for the technical glitch that is happening continuously today. We are working on it. Okay, fine. Okay, so is there any questions that you want to ask? You can ask. We can have 5 minutes of session of Q&A, and then we will wind up with the session. Which is better, soya bean or paneer? Of course, paneer is much better because it's actually made directly from the milk source. If you're making homemade paneer, always best compared to the commercial ones. But in terms of soybean, if you're having proper beans, then it's good. But if you're having soy chunks, then it is again processed version, so you can keep that into your diet, but not too frequent. Okay, so everything needs to be in balanced. More consume those foods which are very close to the nature. Okay, let me see few more questions that have come. Okay, Jagdeep ji says, are omega-3 fatty acid OTC supplement capsules okay to take? Yeah, so if through diet source you are unable to meet up your omega 3 sources, and if you still have some inflammatory issues in your body, then having the supplement could be one of the best source. But again, if before starting with the supplement, you better take some guidance from any healthcare professional. Okay, and then you can proceed. Okay. There's one question that has come. Hibiscus tea daily basic is good or bad? Okay, so hibiscus is such kind of tea which helps to lower your blood pressure. Okay, so if having that regularly daily, that might have an impact on your blood pressure. So keep it very occasional, maybe once or twice a week or alternate days. That's how anything that you start should be followed, because if you have one thing vigorously for continuous for a whole year, it will surely have some kind of adverse effect on the body. So better you bring everything into balance. So occasionally or alternatively, it's acceptable. Okay, fine. One person says, how can I avoid sugar? Okay, there are multiple sources where there are alternatives for the sugar. One could be the natural alternatives like dates, raisins. Then there are anjeer, dry figs. Then there is more than 75% of dark chocolate that you can introduce into your recipes if required. Or else you can have the natural sources, natural sweeteners, for example, stevia or maybe monk fruit sugar. This is how you can have a good alternative for your simple white sugar. Okay, again, jaggery and honey is also a good source, but again, too much of this will have an impact, because somehow the calories of jaggery and honey is equivalent to the white sugar. Okay, so keep that into your diet, but not too much. So 5 grams per day of sugar consumption is what RDA or IFCT recommends. But more than that is of course not good for the body, because somehow sugar is slow poison for our body. Okay, fine. Uh, Okay, there's one more question coming from Navkiranji. Says, how can I access the session from the beginning? I joined the session late as did not get the link. Okay, fine. So you will get all the recordings on the Times Health Plus channel. From there, you can access to previous recordings also and today's also. And whenever you want, you can always have a access to it, and you can listen to it at your own pace. Okay, fine. One person is asking, is blue pea tea and chamomile tea good? Yes, they are good, made from flowers, so it's good. Doesn't have calories in it. It's soothing for the body. Again, too much is not good. Having 1 cup of that per day is more than enough. Okay, chamomile has little melatonic effect, so you feel little sleepy post that. So keep chamomile at the night time only. Okay, fine. Any more questions you have? Fine. So let's wind up with today's session, and we'll come back again on next Saturday with new topic. So please stay tuned. Meanwhile, refer to the recordings and understand things. Eat with awareness. Work on your energy levels, and we'll see you again. Okay. Take care and have a good weekend. Namaste.